So, ladies and gentlemen, this is episode number 45 of the Milo Podcast. Bing bong, bing bong. Yes. Yes, it's episode number 45. I never thought that we'd make it this far. 45 for those playing at home, and if you're not aware of the situation, you need to do your maths, go back to school and check out all of those physics exams once again, because 45 be half of 90. Doesn't matter which way you slice it, doesn't matter which way you dice it. You could use a paring knife, you could use a carving knife or an axe. It doesn't matter. If you cut 90 in half, you're going to get 45 out of that bitch. You know what I'm saying, bruh? So yeah, that's us, that's you, that's me, and 2:45, that's me and you at 1:45, coming straight through, blowing on a kazoo. All right. So yeah, we're here together once again, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on the pilgrimage. Yeah, back on the pilgrimage. We're back on the fun time adventure that we're having. It's such a fun time. Adventure that we have all been on so far has been highs. There's been lows. There's been even lower, extreme lows, so low that you can't even see the snow. So far down in the ground that it's lower than any place in town that you've ever been. It's lower than all that put together. Lower than a mine shaft if you've ever dropped a rock down a mine shaft and listened to the rock bounce off of the walls as it falls down the hole. That's how low things have been, but they've also been high. They've also been higher than a plane, higher than a bird, and higher than Superman, higher than Cheech and Chong, bruh, higher than a rental video, man. You know what I'm saying, bruh? So yeah, I'm glad that you're joining me once again on this amazing, epic, fun time adventure that we've been happening. It's absolutely not a journey, and it's not arduous, and it's not difficult, nor is it challenging, because we just be breezing through it, bruh. We'd be coasting along like a fucking Coast Guard, man. I'll be sitting up on the chair looking at people swimming between the flags, wondering why the hell no one's fucking drowning out there, because the water's too calm, the seas are too serene, and things are like a big old dream, man. It's like a big old daydream, just daydreaming off, looking out the window, looking at the garden. When imagine like when you're in school and you used to look out the window, looking at the bird, looking at the tree, looking at the grass or whatever the fuck was outside, wishing that you were anywhere except locked inside of a classroom doing dumb fucking comprehension tests. Jenny and James, both blah blah blah. That'd be a comprehension question. Now you got to figure out which one was it, Jenny or James, and it was it number 12 or number 9, or you got to choose a random multiple choice fucking bullshit. Blah blah blah, a bunch of shit, right? Just a bunch of old crap that no one wants to have anything to do with except for the teachers, because they be the ones that are grading you on your performance of that type of shit, bruh. You know what I'm saying, man? A lot of people, they don't know exactly how to treat a lady these day and age, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot of, think about the rise of the manosphere and the rise of all this red pill, women hating type stuff, you know what I mean? It's just not, it's not kosher, it's just not cricket, you know what I'm saying, bruh? A lot of dudes out there that are angry at their mothers and do not have father figures to show them how to treat a lady. They don't know that you've got to put her into the VCR and rewind her before you turn her to the shop, okay? Duh, put her in that little hole after hours, but whatever you do, make sure you turn that bitch back, because the next person that picks her up doesn't want to, like, you know, start your shit halfway between wherever the fuck it was and where it used to be. They want to get a clean slate, brush it off, wipe it down, hose it up, and use a bit of detergent on that bitch so that it's not as urgent as it used to be back in the days when it was a dirty old tree climbing up the mountains, bruh, okay? So what you want to do is to make sure that you treat women with respect, okay? That's the number one thing that we need to do for each other and for a society, because women are just like normal people, in case you didn't know that. Women, you might work with women. You might, your sister might be a woman, or your mother. You may have aunties or grandmothers or just any type of woman-like family, you know what I'm saying, bruh? And so those people deserve respect. They don't deserve to be treated with hatred, and they don't deserve to be treated with inequality. They absolutely deserve to be paid the same stuff as men. in the professional fields, okay? So make sure that anytime you see a woman that you treat her with a lot of respect, and I want you to tip your fedora and say, "Milady, I after you, like me after you," and open up the door for her if you're at McDonald's or whatever. If you're standing in the line at the claw machine in the arcade and you see a bunch of women walk past, I want you to step out of the line, because there's always a lineup for the claw machine. I don't know if you've noticed that there's always a lineup for the claw machine, especially when they've got the seasonal new promotion toys that they've just dropped in that bitch. You know what I'm saying, bruh? And so like you want to spend all your coins and all your tickets, whatever it is. A lot of arcades these days, they don't even use coins and they don't use tickets either. I suppose they use tickets if you win, but most common these days, I think, is that little fake credit card thing. It's the same type of card, I imagine. It's the same type of magnetic card or whatever that hotels use to program their door keys or whatever the fuck, man. So yeah, and so you should win her. You should win the toys for her, actually. So if you at the claw machine and you're winning all the toys, I want you to donate them to a women's and children's hospital, and then learn how to respect women, because there's not enough respect and there's not enough understanding or equality in this planet that we live on together with the opposite sex. Okay, and until we can work this whole entire thing out and learn how to navigate the social norms the way that they've outperformed the storm, then you need to ride it up on top of the hill of the old where the well is. The Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water because there's a well up there, right? And Jill was a woman, and Jack could have been a woman in this day and age. No one really knows, or no one really cares, actually. So that's the thing about people's gender. You're supposed to not care, and you're also supposed to care a lot as well. So make sure you treat people with the respect that they deserve. Treat them especially good, but not especially any better than anyone else that you'd treat, because it's not fucking Halloween, baby. It's not trick or treat in this bitch. So if you see someone walking around with a big pumpkin bucket, maybe you should just throw some fucking candy inside of it and get the hell out of there instead of harassing people. So that's the thing that people don't understand, is that women get harassed all the time. Women constantly getting harassed by men and other women too. I'm not going to discount that, because there's some angry women out there, and I'm not saying that they're angrier than men. I'm just saying that women are just humans like the rest of us, right? And so I'm human, and so is the bloke next to me. If there was someone here next to me, he'd be a human as well. And we all prone to have these standard human emotions, man. Like, we can't always just be like perfect human beings. We're not just like gods. We're not like little demigods. We might be created in the image of God. Man was created in the image of God, and woman was created in the image of goddess. Okay. So all things are equal when you boil it down to the husk and you break it down to the shells. If you wanted to go out into the swell, you're going to find that the tide will carry you away, and it's just another day in the ocean of things, man. So get up off your knees, stop sniffing that salt water, brush the sand off of your calves, and cover up those ankles, because no one wants to be seeing your naked ass ankles and feeling some type of temptations. Okay, put your hair up into a hijab, and I want you to cover up every aspect of your body. You know, the thing about ideas is that they don't really come to me anymore either, man. They always make me go to them. Like, I'm the one that, like, they're so special that I need to fucking go to them. And I don't really get it, because, like, all my life, ideas been just, like, transmitted to me from out of the aether, or from the, like, from the whatever into my consciousness. And then all of a sudden, like, now they want me to try and pull my weight or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know how they, like, where they get off, but like now, whenever I have an idea, I have to go to it. No matter how far away it is or what kind of forest or terrain that I need to trek through, the ideas, they are so fucking stubborn, man. They be making me fucking drag my feet through the swamps, through the deserts, over the hills, and fucking far beyond the horizon just to come to them, dude. And I think it's bullshit, because first of all, I'm a physical being. I have wants, needs, and a lifestyle. I've got a bit of a routine. I got to get up and go to work. I need to find food. I need to make money, and I need to drink water and breathe air in order to survive. Duh! Don't the ideas realize that? Because they don't give a shit how hungry I am. They don't care if I'm thirsty. They don't care if I'm oxygen deprived or suffocating. They don't care if I'm like an insomniac with no sleep. They don't give a shit, man. They're making me walk through snow and lava and dust storms and violent snake-filled pits and fucking all types of wild terrain with wolves and hungry animals that want to feast on my blood and bones, and they don't want to ever come to me anymore. And I don't know what happened or where things went wrong, because we used to chill out all the time. They used to be coming around my house. We'd be having sleepovers or whatever, pulling out the swags, laying in front of the TV until all hours of the fucking night, watching Ren and Stimpy, eating Tim Tams and biscuits, and fucking playing Mortal Kombat on the old PlayStation 1 or the Super Nintendo or whatever the hell, dude. And I don't know where things went wrong, but believe you me, they're not right anymore. The fucking ideas, they don't be flowing, they be stolen away like fucking trafficked people inside of shipping containers, luggage crates, and all other means of fucking transporting goods. The back of trucks, okay? Lying down in the fucking back of someone's, in the back seat of someone's car with a doona over them so the cops can't see when you get pulled over at the traffic stop. So until further fucking notice, I'm going to tell you that, we're not cool anymore. Me and ideas, we're not on the same page anymore. All of my ideas are just now, we're not on the same page. They're totally different to what I believe. They're completely unhinged, and they be spiraling out of control, and they be trying to take all types of influence over me and my mind, trying to possess me and get me to do things that I never even cared for or had passion for in the first place. And now all of a sudden, it's like I'm a victim to their whim, and they just want me to do their bidding all the fucking time. And I've had enough of it. It's about time that I put my foot down and I went out with a bit of fucking dignity, and I told these ideas exactly who runs this fucking ship, mate, okay? And I'm the fucking captain here. Look me in my eyes and you tell me I'm the fucking captain. There's no denying it now, because look at me. I got my license. I got my little captain's hat, and I got an anchor tattoo on my bicep. So don't come fucking around with me next time you want me to cruise the ship into the ocean, because God, I'm going to drive that bitch to the bottom of the fucking Bermuda Triangle, alright? So, yeah, there's that. But it's not all about, religions aren't the only ideas, right? There's a lot of ideas out there. First of all, I mean, second of all, there's like inventions. Anyone that's like innovating and inventing, they have mad ideas all the time. And then there's like political ideology. That's a different type of idea once again. And some people think that some people are left-leaning and some people are right-leaning, and there's other people that are in the center. And if you're in the center like me, then there's constantly people trying to recruit you to one side or the other. You just can't, you'll never be accepted as someone who's in the center. You're not allowed to be a fair, reasonable, and balanced person, because if you are, then you are simply complicit to whoever is accusing you of being apathetic. They're just going to accuse you of being an apathetic centrist who is complicit in enabling the opposing side to whatever the fuck they believe in. So leftist person is going to say, oh, you can't be a centrist. How can you be a centrist? You can't possibly be a centrist because, first of all, centrists are deplorable. They're fence sitters, and they enable fascism, and they're complicit, and they're blah blah blah. And then if a right-leaning person comes up to you and be like, what, you're a centrist, so you're a dirty lefty? I suppose you believe in DEI, and you believe in fucking free stuff and communism, and you believe that fucking blah blah, some old kind of gender ideology and social fucking stupid bullshit, don't you? Right? But here I am just trying to walk the line. I'm not trying to be a fucking this, that, or the other type person. I'm just me, man. I'm just me. And I think that both sides have got a lot of things wrong with them, and far fewer things right with them on each side. So yeah, I don't know why you'd really claim to be one or the other necessarily. I think it's all much of a big game now, right? It's just a big game of ideology, a big game of ideas. It's the game of life. The game of life is the game of ideas now. And it's highly politicized, highly publicized, and highly fucking tweeted about. It's the only thing that you fucking read about on social media or on websites and stuff is just the left did that, the right did this, and Orange Man bad, and AOC said that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's always American shit. You can't escape the American politics, I guess, because most of these social media companies exist inside of the US of A, ladies and gentlemen. Sweet home Alabama. Live at home in a trailer. You know? That type of shit. American Pie, baby. Levi's jeans. And what else? A big four-wheel drive utility vehicle. Chevy. A big Chevy, right? That's American. That's the American dream right there. Am I right, people? Boots on the ground. AK-40s. No, that's the terrorists have AK-47s. Boots on the ground. I don't know. Machine gun rifles in hand. Walking, marching towards the oil. That's the dream of America, I believe, right? The red, white, and the blue are coming for you. Here comes the stars on the flag to empty out a mag, you know? In Afghanistan, that's what they be doing, emptying out the mags. Or actually, I suppose the USA, they left Afghanistan, didn't they? And then when they did that, they flew all the planes and all the... Oh, no, they left the military vehicles there. That's right. They left like $1 trillion worth of shit there, didn't they? And now that fell into the hands of ISIS. And so now, basically what happened is the USA just armed terrorists with fucking highly advanced military equipment. Which was probably not the greatest idea because ISIS is an ideology that you don't want to fuck with. I think those dudes are some hardcore fundamentalist Islamists, right? And they believe in all kinds of crazy ass shit like, I don't know, man, like pushing gay people off of the roof, stoning women, and like, I don't know, I've seen the execution videos. That's probably the best thing that ever came out of ISIS is the best ideas they ever had was filming people's deaths in like 4K directorial, cinematic, super camera work type shit, man, with editing and like super high clarity lenses and shit. And they'll be doing like a Final Destination or Saw type fucking executions with like you get tied to a fucking a stick and then they shoot you with a tank, or you get tied inside of a cage and then they lower the cage into a pit of water or into a pool, you know. There was that as well, which I imagine was pretty brutal and pretty horrific if you're the one going through it. Do you think that those people that commit those murders, do you think they ever feel anything bad about it? Do you think how many of those people are just caught up in the flow, like, oh, if I don't do this, then I'm gonna get thrown in there with them or something like that, you know? How many of those people do you think regret what they did? Probably not many, right? Probably not that many, I would imagine, but there would be some. There would be some. I guess that's just the power of religion, man. Religion can make reasonable human beings do unreasonable shit. And then there's like Syria, right? I guess shit's going down in Syria right now. Basically, there's wars all over the world, and it's all about stupid-ass religions and territorial borders, basically, right? People can't get along. But why can't they get along? Why can't they do the stuff? Is it because of the ideas in their head? Is it because I believe in this sky man and you believe in that sky man, and I believe that like my map says that the border finishes here and your border is finishes over there, so we're coming to build over here and you're gonna have to shoot at us to make us leave, you know? The question that I would have is like, why can't they just coexist, live together in the same place, and just like you know, I don't know, like fucking get along? Is that so crazy? And they could use the same resources as each other. Like they're living in some territory, you've got this amount of food, this amount of water, this amount of natural resources, and then like a couple of kilometers over that way, there's another sovereign nation that has varying levels of similar stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to violently murder and destroy each other until only one of us survives and all of the resources are no longer useful to anyone, right? Because they've all been destroyed, they've all been farmed, they've all been whatever, like poisoned in acts of war or some shit. You know? You know what I'm saying, bruh? So that it's times like that we should have like a real life autocorrect when things go wrong. Imagine like autocorrect for your phone, but instead of just correcting words and correcting like typos and stuff like that and stupid ass little insignificant crap, imagine if there was an autocorrect for things that happened in real life, like you drop a bomb on a neighboring nation by accident or something, or like, you know, you accidentally, there's a coronavirus leaks from a lab and starts poisoning the planet, and the autocorrect would just like pop in and be like, doo-doo-doo, did you mean to do this? Or doo-doo-doo, did you mean to do that? And it would just take away all the problems and it'd automatically correct them for you, you know? That'd be pretty good. Or even, it doesn't need to be that severe either. Like, what if you're in a restaurant and the lady comes up to you and she says, hey sir, what can I get for you? What would you like to order? And you say, good, thanks. And you're like, oh fuck, I just said the stupid thing. And then autocorrect, you could press the autocorrect button and then suddenly you just go back 10 seconds to before that happened and then relive the scenario and do the thing the right way, you know? I guess that would make things sort of like Groundhog Day until such a time as you could work out the most optimal actions to perform that leave everyone happy, because not everyone's going to be happy with whatever solutions that you can come up with. Sometimes people are just going to be angry no matter what you do. You could give $1 million to 100 charities each, $1 million each to 100 charities, and people still be angry. Oh, why didn't you donate to this one? Oh, you donated to that charity. That means you must hate this other charity, right? Duh. There's just no please in some people, right? Just, they will never be pleased and they will never say please no matter what you do for them. You might go to the shop, pick up some fish and chips, buy them a packet of smokes, you know, give them a lift to the bus stop, whatever it is, and you'll never get as much as a fucking single word of thanks. Or they, you know, it's no longer a world where you scratch one man's back and then they scratch yours. Nah, it's more like this time you scratch one man's back and then you get stabbed in the back with a machete, like what it is to identify as whatever your birth nation might be, you know? Because identity is such a fragile little thing. Like, what is a man anyway but a miserable pile of secrets? We just tell ourselves what we are and we try to live this story like we're this big thing, like this narrative propels us through life when, you know, instant by instant by instant, we are totally different. And like, you know, I'm going to have different thoughts tomorrow than I will today, because no one's really got that much integrity in life. We're just blowing around in the breeze, doing things that we wish or that we hope are true or like hope are good, trying to do things that people are happy with. And they're just never pleased, man. Never, ever pleased. No matter what you do, you could climb to a mountain, climb to the top of a mountain and find $1,000 million worth of gold, and then you can redistribute that to the impoverished children in war-torn countries, and there will still be someone asking you to clean their car or whatever the fuck else, man. Go and like take the trash out, whatever, clean up the bathroom, you know? People are never happy no matter how much you perform, no matter what you do. It's always just give, 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 and you never get to take, mate, you know? Unless it's chess. Then you can take the pieces and the parts and all that type of shit, because that's the aim of the game, bruh. You're trying to put that king in check, bitch, and make sure that he can't get away, bruh. And that's what it's like with ideas. You want to try and get your ideas backed up into a corner and check them until they can't squirm out. You want to get a foolproof idea that is no leaks, airtight, and that no one can poke holes in, man. That way, you can find a path towards the correct truth, the one true truth that no one else really knows about except for you, because no one else will put in the time, and they don't have the patience, and they don't have the dedication, and they don't have the motivation to roll up and down these fucking noisy ass streets trying to bang the rocks together, get a little bit of a spark happening between their ears and figure things out, nut it down to the basics and just boil it down to its pure essence, so we can try to finally understand what the purpose of this life is that we're all sitting around picking our asses and scratching our noses for. You know what I mean, bruh? That's what this life is just about right now, man. It's just what it's about right now, is just wiping asses, cleaning toes, and cutting fingernails, man. That's all it comes down to. And if you don't believe that that's the top 3 things that society aspires to try and train toward, right, then you just haven't been paying attention to the right type of practice sessions, because we all be trying to do the same thing together, man. And if you're the odd one out, then that's fine, but you're going to find yourself isolated, and you're not going to even know where to go when the shit hits hits the fan, because no one's going to come to save you unless you try to save yourself first, buddy. All right? So get those bad ideas out of your brain, get them some good ideas inside of it, and then, hey, presto, maybe things will turn around. Maybe you can start covering some ground and get rid of that frown. You know what I mean, bruh? Because it's all about turning these things around, like turning the bad things around, turning the good things bad and the bad things good, and the mild things moderate and the moderate things to exquisite, and then you get the exquisite things and you turn them upside down, and then you drive it around, and then you fly into the sky with a brand new crown. And there's haters everywhere. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter how good you are or how bad you are, or it doesn't matter what you do or what your opinions are or any ideas that you think, someone's going to be hating on you for it, you know? You might come up with a new invention to save the world wars from happening and to save all people. And you might find a new way to rediscover peace in this world, right? And someone will have a problem with it. Someone will try to assassinate you. Someone be hating on you, man, because haters, all they know how to do is hate. And they got nothing good up in their brain. They got nothing good to say, nothing good to do. So they just sit around playing with their bums, scratching their ass, and just think of new ideas on how to hate people, whether it's online or to their face or behind their back, or, you know, some type of third-party application that they might download to their phone just to hate on you with, or, you know, just haters, man. Or they spend all their energy hating, and then they're never going to increase their fucking thetan levels. They're never going to get to the next level of consciousness because they're too busy being tied down by their greed and their hatred. You know what I'm saying, bro? Because hate destroys people. It just makes you it's addictive. Once you start hating, then it's hard to stop, right? And you can't feel any other emotions other than hate for people and disdain. And you're never going to be happy again because you're just too busy focusing on the mistakes of others, and you're not ever reflecting on the mistakes that you might be making, right? And trust me, haters, they make a lot of mistakes, mate. They make a lot of fucking mistakes by just by virtue of them being so bitter inside, you know? Like a fucking, they're bitter like a lemon or a lime. And once you squeeze it out of them, you're stuck with this floppy ass peel. Right? You can't do anything with it except zest it, put it into a cake or a meringue or something like that. Maybe make some tart sort of fucking sauce out of it, some lime or lemon, what's that word? Like jam. What's the word that's like jam? It starts with C. Not condensation. Concentration. Yeah, it's a concentrate, right? So you juice these guys, get all the hate, put it into the jar, make it like a concentrate, or a preserve, and then you can spread that on some bread and make a hate sandwich and feed it to them and see how they like the taste of their own medicine, man. That's probably the best way to deal with these people, as a matter of fact. Best way to deal with people is to fight fire with fire. And if that's what they desire, then boy, let's just watch them burn. Because I'm going to show them all the hate in the world. I'm going to show them what makes hate so good and why I'm so great at it. Because trust me, man, I've been there. I've been on both sides of the bridge, both sides of the coin. I've been under the tracks and on top of them like a rickety old train driving on around from one side of the city to the other side of the state and even beyond that, okay? And I've seen some shit, and I've seen a hell of a lot of fucking ups and downs in this life, right? So before the haters try to get one up on me, I'm going to show them what it means to be a true hater from a skater, right? And that's a true hate mate. I'm a hater mater. I'm going to show them how to hate. I'm going to show them what true hate really means. And then they're not going to like it, but that's not really my problem, is it? Because I don't give a shit what these bitch-ass punks and people trying to put me down, people trying to stop me from reaching my goals. I don't have time for any of that, and I don't recognize it. So all I do is just keep my head down, going forward, and plowing on through these brick walls and any of the barricades. I'll be smashing straight through them. I'll be limboing beneath the stick. I'll be jumping over the hurdles, and I'll be conquering all of my inner demons, right? Which is what these people don't do. They don't do any of that. They sit down, they barely know how to breathe, and they basically wipe drool off their chin every 5 minutes because they forget to swallow, okay? And if you think that I'm going to compete with that for 5 seconds, then you're mighty mistaken, I'm afraid, because I've got better things to do than trifle with these sniveling, conniving little pieces of shit, okay? Trying to bring negativity into my life, man, because I'll be all about the positive, forward-thinking type stuff, lifting people up, lifting up the things and stuff that's around me, and not just the inanimate objects. I'm talking about the human beings, right? We're all coming up together. We're all trying to work towards our goals, and before you know, we're going to plug the holes, and then when you go, we're going to play some golf, okay? And it's going to be a hole in one. We're going to scream 4. We're never going to lose track of where our ball lands. And we're going to make par today, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what it's all about. It's all about picking the right club and going for a motherfucking drive or a motherfucking putt. Whatever the course, requests of us, we're going to meet. We're going to overcome. We are going to demolish this shit together, guys.
Welcome to the Milo Experience.
All right. I guess that's just about enough then, isn't it? I suppose that's just about enough of all that talk, all that jive talk, all that gibbering and jabbering and all that clamoring around the microphone, trying to spit on it and trying to say my stuff, okay? I've said about enough for one day, said about enough for one episode, and probably about enough for one lifetime, to be perfectly fucking honest with you, mate. So yeah, all right, life updates, real life updates, nothing new. I'll be going to work, living life, doing normal stuff. Still working on the music that I've been telling you about. It's sounding really good. Sounds really good. Still far away. There's nothing new. I've got no updates for you, okay? So without further ado, if you are listening on YouTube, you know what to do, Tube. I want you to go and hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit the thumbs up like button. And I want you to leave a comment saying, hey, Milo, and I will respond to your comment and I will heart your comment or something like that, all right? And if you're listening on Spotify, you're that guy. I want you to like the podcast episode, follow the podcast on Spotify, interact with the poll. It's a timed poll. You only got 7 days after this episode to interact with the poll. So if it's beyond that and you're hearing this now, don't worry about that part. Oh, you got to rate the podcast out of 5. Can't forget that. The most important thing in the world, more important than oxygen, more important than fresh water, and more important than sunlight, okay, is to rate the podcast out of 5, okay? Go and do that. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you for listening to the Milo Podcast, episode number 45, and I will see you in the next episode. Remember, if you still have a dream, you must be asleep.
It's that real shit, man. Lifestyle music, man. It's your Milo, hey. It's hard to make it through some days. Lifestyle crazy, doing what you gotta. Listen to your body, is it food or is it tar, bruh? Remember as a kid and the flow would be lava. Now we getting older and the time is folding into different spaces. Before we know it, half our life is wasted. Too many thoughts incubated. We never took action, we can't take it back. What's with that, man? Check the facts, check the history. Where it all started is still unknown. Free throw, what's the goal? Why we doing what we doing? Why here, why now? Why me in this body? Why you hiding from me? Why am I a zombie? What is wrong with me? Keep moving, now we in space zooming. We got a telescope and we landed on the moon. And people everyday commuting like packets and the modems, lighting up homes in a moment's notice. Exchange information with loved ones. If you're fortunate enough to be loved, Otherwise you're riding round town with them guns and them thugs and them drugs, and you dodging from the slugs. All you wasting away solo, living like a hobo with the weak is hard enough. Day to day, lifestyle crazy, doing what you gotta. Listen to your body, is it food or is it tar, bruh? When you gonna make another payment on your car, bruh? How you gonna make it in the streets with no armor? Lifestyle crazy, doing what you gotta. Listen to your body, is it food or is it tar, bruh? When you gonna make another payment on your car, bruh? How you gonna make it in the streets with no armor?